Now, months after their disappearance, the police on Tuesday finally came through with some good news. That the 3 female residents of the Western Region capital Takoradi have now been located. The Director General of Police CID told journalists the ladies are alive and well, except DCOP Mamiya Tiwa Dodankwa will not say where the girls are. She have assured their families they will soon be reunited.
Together with the BNI, we've worked very well, and currently we know where the girls are. I am unable to give the details because we don't want to compromise their safety. We are working hard together with other stakeholders so that these girls are brought back home safely. The assurance to the family is that they should keep on keeping on. The ladies, we know where they are and they are safe. So very soon they will be brought back home and they will go back to their family.
Well, she have assured their families they will soon be reunited. Now, though the CID Director General would not say where the ladies are, John News is learning they are not in Ghana, giving credence to the human trafficking theory. We will explore that a bit more with my colleague Kojo Yangsing, who covered the police CID news conference for Joy News. Before I come to Kojo, though, Radio Max's Inathalia Concern has been speaking with the families of the missing ladies and what they make of the assurance from the police. Now, thank you, Ina. The CID Director General said she has always been in constant touch with the families of the 3 missing ladies. Did you get that impression where they weren't surprised by the news we all heard this morning?
Israel, they were surprised with the news we all heard. Apparently, the family said the CID boss has not been in contact regularly, as she is claiming. It was yesterday that the family of Ruth Love Quayson sent her a message to find out what is really happening, and she told them that they would organize a press conference. Let's take a listen to an interview I had with them.
We want our sister, so for her to come out to say that they know where the kids are, it's good news to us. So we are hoping to see my sister maybe today or tomorrow. We are hoping to see her. And my fear is that if seriously the kids are not in her custody, like she don't have the kids and she's telling us that she know where the kids are, well, for her to come out to the media to tell, maybe the kidnappers, they listen to news, they have access to Facebook, and that they can relocate the kids.
Okay, for now, I will say that we are very grateful because for a whole CID boss to come out and tell the media or have a press conference and say that they know where the kids are, that means maybe they found the kids. So we are expecting to see our sister by the close of this week, because for you to come out and tell the public or tell the media that you know where the kids are, very soon they are coming, and maybe they don't come, or let's say maybe by the close of this week we didn't see them. That means we don't know what you are trying to. Are you playing with our emotions or what? Because for you to come out and say this, in a way, if truly you haven't found the girl, then in a way you are giving information to the kidnappers.
They come the one I say. What wasn't watching me be means the mass me that. The sender Wabaka Damedano, Medawana say, and some more many don't quande what the Moffman what one baba, on many don't quande what one baba. Oh no, on ye easy, mum, sister, on ye easy, or send her. Oh no, you'll be out when the doctor does school watch and walk a crack, and so when you done and you're free and you. And so I am margin of there, so when you debate dimpu, there be a sense on the 4th December, baby, sister, on ye easy, Mendada.
All right, so that was Natalia Constant speaking earlier with the family of Ruth Love Quayson. And now, I know you are with the Mantebia's family, and what have they also been telling you?
Yes, so Israel, the father of Priscilla Mantebia Quanta is here. We would speak to him briefly. Daddy, when you heard that your daughters, the CID boss said she knows where your daughters are, how did this come to you?
It came to me with pleasure, but the madam added that now they are trying to get them to us, and that she doesn't want it to be broadcasted. else they may relocate to elsewhere. So I didn't know that there's going to be a press conference today. Until 12 o'clock news, I heard that a press conference has been held, and then he has made it known to the whole nation that the girls are alive and they are safe, and that they are doing all they can to bring them to their family.
So what's your expectation?
My expectation is that, yes, from now to about 4 or 5 days' time, my daughter should be with me.
All
okay,
right.
So that is the father of Priscilla Mantubia Cranche, Alexander Kojo Cranche there.
All right, thank you very much, Inathalia Kwanza. We would stay with you. Should we have anything, should we find the need to come back to you, we will come back to you. But we also know that one of the ladies celebrated her birthday sometime last week, Kojo Yangsing. Thank you for staying on, even though the morning man now turning the evening man. All right, so we know that one of the ladies celebrated their birthday sometime last week. I mean, I'm trying to imagine how they're going to cope without the girl being around.
You can well imagine that this is the first time they've had to commemorate her birthday without her. And this is a girl who, as you can well imagine, is a much loved member of her family. She was planning birthday parties before Christmas. You know, she was planning their parties for the year before Christmas. And now she's not there to celebrate her birthday. It's only the sort of thing that you can attempt to put yourself in their shoes, but honestly, you really cannot imagine it. Now,
I know you covered the news conference at the police CID, and they provided a number of updates on a number of cases they're handling, apart from the missing girls, and we'll be sharing those updates with you, our viewers. Even though the police are not telling us where these ladies are, we're learning that they are not in Ghana. What else do we know?
Well, this is a theory that we've actually been teasing at from the very beginning of this unfortunate saga of the kidnappings, for a number of reasons. The first one being that, well, there is some evidence, at least of eyewitnesses, who suggest that very soon after the kidnap of the first victim, who, of course, was the young lady Priscilla Bintum, they saw someone matching her description in a vehicle with some men in Tema. The eyewitness was a pastor and his driver.
In fact, that's Reverend Robert Nelson. And I believe we have that video of the witness available. He was talking about it some 2 months ago. And after the images of the ladies were published as part of our Bring Back Our Tardy Girls campaign. And he told us he believed he cited one of the ladies as far back as August 2018, shortly after her disappearance. Let's watch it.
The 20th of August. Around 9 to 10 o'clock in the morning, I was on my way to Lome for massaging. And when we got to, this is where I normally fill my tank. So we came in and my driver was filling the tank. We had almost finished when this car also came. It was, I couldn't actually identify the car, but I think it's my driver who saw it well.
Okay, we will be speaking with your driver as well when we're done with interviewing you.
Yeah, so what happened was when they came, there was this young lady shouting, oh, so it drew my attention, and then I looked at the car. But because I was on my way to go and urinate, I asked my driver and the petrol attendant to interview the people because, you know, these days, this is what I said.
Right, so you heard Reverend Robert Nelson Adayi there, and he mentioned the driver whose name is John, and he also told us what he saw, so let's just watch it.
August 20th, and around 10. Now you're back to you do Temaran about share or na me be pack here. Me pack here.
On August 20, at about 10, right here at the Tema roundabout Shell, I parked to refill my tank. Not long after, a Nigerian plated car parked beside my car.
Nigeria car be parked on my side. Into your park here, na me say me me pump me car no huntinu. Me te say car no mu dede oh me pamucho monye me wa omode me ko me pamucho wa oh monye me.
Then I heard shouts from the vehicle. Come and rescue me. They are taking me away. Please help me. They are taking me away. They want to kill me.
And Obano and Nipamiansa, Obani Timfin now, you know, a Bakwana, and a Bako, a Bema Bako front.
Right, so these accounts were taken from these two persons as far back as January. That was on January 26th, thereabout. Now, how useful do you think this information was in helping unravel the whereabouts of the ladies?
I think it's quite clear that a number of things happened immediately after that report made the air. The first thing was that we suddenly saw the involvement of the international peacekeeping or international crime-fighting organizations like Interpol, like Scotland Yard and the FBI, and they were all brought in to do one thing: to turn this into an international manhunt. And of course, from that point onwards, we started to see quite a bit of information coming our way regarding the progress that the investigation was making. We started to have some symbol of faith and hope coming from those who were leading the investigation here in Accra. And all of this, of course, has to be down to the fact that the net was broadened. Yeah. And it all happened as a result of some of the analysis that we did here, which led to this eyewitness account, very key eyewitness account from the pastor and his driver. All right, we are also joined by security analyst Adam Bona. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Bona. Do we have reason to be excited by this piece of news?
Well, it's too early days yet to say we should celebrate. I would urge everyone to probably wait patiently. The police probably have their finger on the trigger. So until they pull the trigger, the target is hit. Let's not say, we should celebrate. I mean, no, we shouldn't. It's too early days yet. There might be a reason why they are telling us the victims are. They couldn't tell us where the victims are. And so we need to be cautiously optimistic.
But we've also been speaking with the families, and they can't wait to be reunited with these ladies who are missing. For them, they're saying they actually want the ladies as soon as possible. They want them like yesterday.
Correct. I mean, legitimate concern. No one, even when you lose a family through death, natural causes, it's painful, let alone know that your family has been taken hostage or kidnapped. You definitely would want to reunite with your family member as soon as or as early as possible. And so, legitimate concern. I'm hoping that the police would quickly, I know they are working in collaboration with the BNI and other organizations, so hoping that they would attempt a rescue and will be successful rescuing them so that they can reunite with their families. I think that is the topmost priority for the nation now, to get these girls rescued.
Mr. Bona, what do you make of the human trafficking theory that's seems to be gaining currency now? Do you believe this is indeed a case of human trafficking?
Could be, but it will be difficult to make a categorical statement. But if you know, I think the BBC and some international networks have done documentaries with regards to international networks or gangs that are operating in the sub-region. And they take, women through all forms of voodoo rituals, take them to Italy, Germany, sell them into slavery, into prostitution and all. And so this could be a case, human trafficking, but we might have to wait and hope that since the prime suspect is in police custody and now talking to the police, when these victims are rescued, if it is international trafficking, human trafficking network, we would get to know. I suspect it could be, but it will be difficult to say it is, because then if you look at the sums of money, the ransoms these people ask for 500,000 seats mean, and the target, these are not people or children of wealthy families. These are not people that you say can pay $100,000, $1 million to these people. And so it will tie into the scenario of, what do you call it, human trafficking, where they need you for a certain purpose. And that purpose would be to make money out of you. And so they make it look like it is some form of kidnapping. And so I believe it looks like it is difficult.
Now, the Director General of Police CID also says the ladies will be reunited with their families soon. How much weight should we put on this assurance?
I think we should give them 10 working days, 2 weeks. I think it's fair. We cannot wait for more than 10 working days. I think we've been waiting for the white paper from the president after the short commission. We haven't received it. It's more than 10 days since the president received it. And so let's not have the police tell us, know where they are. We are, attempting a rescue. We are trying to rescue them. And it goes beyond days. Anything beyond 10 working days, to me, would be an overkill, because then they are certain that they know where they are. Because I have asked quietly, I've spoken to some of them quietly, and they have assured they are alive. So if they are alive, have you spoken to them? And I'm told, yes, we have some, communication. So our communication, I want to believe 10 working days is maximum, if you ask.
All right. There are a few other things that the Director General of Police CID talked about, and I'd want us to analyze them with Mr. Bona, starting with the latest on investigations into the murder of investigative journalist Ahmed Hussein Swale. Let's listen to what the CID boss had to say first.
We've done lots of investigations, and through the eyewitness, we have been able to come a long way. Unfortunately, I'm unable to provide the details of what we have done, so that we don't compromise the investigation. We have gone far. In the course of these investigations, 13 suspects have been questioned. One is currently on remand, assisting us in our investigation. And these 13 people that we have questioned include Anas and Honorable Kennedy Ejapon. Other lists are being followed. But let me use this opportunity to clarify something that is going around in the airwaves, that one of the main suspects in this case was arrested and granted bail by the Kotobabi police. What actually happened was that on the 20th of March, one of the informants who has been helping us went to Kotobabi police station and informed somebody who had arrested somebody in the course of their patrols and was at Kotobabi police station that he had identified somebody who fitted the description of one of the suspects in Swale's murder case. So whilst this policeman was engaging with the informant, he had a call from the pub, Wembley pub near Kotobabi, that the guy who was identified was about to leave the scene. So this policeman right to the pub, called the patrol team that was somewhere else to come and assist. He also met another policeman who was on duty, and they entered the pub.
All right, so Mr. Bonard, I want you to take your notes on that one. We'll go through the others, and then we'll come to you. We understand some arrests have also been made involving a gang that allegedly raped British nationals. Now, this particular case was of great interest to the UK authorities, Kojo.
Absolutely, and this gang was prolific over a period of 2018 and 2019. Several cases of robbery are attributed to them. A lot of them, incidentally, in East Legon. So we got to know of their activity when they attacked a group of British visitors. There were 10 British young people who were here on humanitarian mission. 5 of them women, 5 of them men. Now, these 5 women plus 1 Ghanaian woman were raped at the time that these 3 men robbed this group in Kokrobite. Now, with the investigation which started at that time, I believe with the assistance of Scotland Yard, they were able to nab these 3 individuals. First, they grabbed a Ghanaian who then gave up his 2 Nigerian accomplices. Now, these are 3 out of a gang of 5 who have been carrying out these robberies. The 3 of them did the one with the British group. Now, they also confessed to 10 more.
10 more?
10 more of these robberies and rapes, making 11 separate incidents. And throughout these 11 incidents, they actually raped 12 women. So these individuals, these 3 are now in police custody. The case is going to be brought to court, but there are 2 more Nigerians who are at large. So 1 Ghanaian and 4 Nigerians make up the totality of this group.
All right, finally, Kojo, I'd want us to move to the case of the Menzgold Tio and Anapia Mensah, or popularly known as Nam1. Did you get any indication he will be returning to Ghana anytime soon?
It's a good question, and of course there were updates on other cases, but I'm guessing we can't touch on those. Regarding Nam1, the suggestion is that he was actually released on bail as part of the case that he's answering in Dubai at the moment. But the minute he was released, because there was an outstanding Interpol alert for his arrest, he was rearrested there and then. He's currently being kept in a police station in Dubai. He's in custody there. But of course, the Dubai case takes precedence over the Ghanaian one. And so there are bail conditions that he was supposed to respect even before his rearrest. And as a result of that, he will have to remain there, keep reporting to the police until that case is closed. And then the Interpol alert which causes arrest can then result in him being brought to Ghana.
Let's hear what the CID boss had to say.
I think the last time that you had a brief, we were told that Nam1 was in Dubai in a private case. On the 4th of March, Nam1 was granted bail, and there was some conditions for his bail. On 25th of March, he was able to execute the bail. And 25th, the lawyers actually obtained the letter for his release. Due to the red alert notice on him, he was re-arrested on the instructions of Interpol. The Dubai police has gone ahead to obtain a local warrant of arrest based on the Interpol red notice. He's currently in custody at the Dubai police station. And that case, even though he's on bail, hasn't ended. They will continue to produce him before the court until that case is over, before he's handed over to Ghana. We are in touch with the Dubai police and everything is on course.
All right, so security analyst Adam Bona is still with us on Skype. Now, I'd want us to go through some of the updates shared with us, particularly the activities of this robbery gang virtually running riots across the capital. Why do they seem to have become a rob and rape squad?
You know, the stigma attached to, those who are rape victims. And so it is just recently, most women and women organizations are encouraging women who might have raped or kind of assaulted, sexually, come out and report. And so even out there in Europe and the West, it is difficult for some category of women to walk into the nearest police station or call the emergency line and say, I've just been raped. And so these people who have attacked, specialize in raping, the idea is once you are raped, chances are that you might not want to report to the police, because then once you report, society will get you've been raped. And we know how rape victims have lost their marriages and all that. And so some of these victims might keep this. So until the Brits, the British nationals became victims, this issue probably was going to be very difficult because then it would be difficult to even have victims
come forward
trying to be eyewitness account what happened and trying to describe these people. And for all you know, they have, counted 11 rape victims. But I am urging the police to parade these people. I mean, this is how these people are treated everywhere. Parade them on TV, Joy News TV, parade them on national television. Let society see them. And let other women organizations, the gender ministry and other people appeal to other women who have been victims to come forward and report, because then, yes, like Mr. Kodoyan did say, around the Eastern area, if this incident happened for a while on the police, the rape death rates, it became more of an international issue. So the police should do better, parade them, let's see them, encourage victims, because I didn't hear the police encouraging victims, because, I mean, stigmatization when it comes to victims. And so I want to see that angle of encouraging women who might have fallen victim. But of course, let's see there's
All right. Thank you very much, Adam. Mr. Bona. Adam Bona is a security analyst and he's with the Security Warehouse. Thank you for the insights as always. And thank you to Kojo for making time to join us on Joy News Prime. All right. And we're taking a break to bring you business news. And coming up in business news, we have the Securities and Exchange Commission cautioning customers of Menzgold to rule out any hopes of a financial rescue by the Commission. But then later on, we'll be bringing you the story of the Economic and Organized Crimes Office where the demonstrators, where the aggrieved customers of Menzgold have been demonstrating, and they're saying that they're demanding their money. Yoko didn't quite have a pleasant story to share with them. We have all those stories coming your way. Do stay tuned in. All right, so some breaking news reaching us in the last few minutes, and it's that police have foiled an attempted kidnapping of a woman at Amasamang last night. ASP Efia Tenge, the Accra Region Public Relations Officer, joins us with more on this story. Good evening to you, ASP Efia Tenge. What can you tell us about this incident?
Yes, good evening. Yes, the rank actually is a DSP. Let's not say.
Sorry about that.
All right, that's okay. The regional command, together with the Amasaman Divisional Patrol, yesterday rescued what would have been a kidnap incident at Amasaman. And what happened was that the police was on patrol around the Amasaman area where an unusual noise within the bush, that is the thicket of Amasaman, attracted them, where they moved to the direction of this unusual noise. And fortunately, to the path of the victim, there was this woman aged about 50 years who had been tied by two suspects who are presently, one of them has been arrested, who is in police custody. And the woman was rescued, and with an interview with the police, she indicates that yesterday, around 9:30 to 10 p.m., she arrived from work, and when she entered her house, she realized that there were these two suspects who had already gained ingress into her house. They were able to ransack the house, took with them a number of personal effects and some unspecified amounts of money. They tied her and also drove her in her own vehicle to an unknown destination that was around Amasaman, where they were making efforts to reach the husband for some ransom to be paid on her before the woman is released. Otherwise, she was going to be killed.
Now, before they got her out of the house, did they rob anything? Did they take away anything from the house?
Exactly. They ransacked the entire house. They took some electrical gadgets. They took with them some unspecified amounts of money. They took some other personal effects from the house. They bagged everything into some suitcases they themselves had taken from the house. Then even there was this caretaker in the house. They also hit him with an iron rod. As I speak to you now, he is still falling unconscious and presently in a critical condition at the police hospital.
And they still took the woman away in addition to all that they are taking.
Exactly. That is what happened. They took the woman away. So the woman was only praying in the bush until the police heard that unusual noise and chanced on them in the bush. So there, one of them managed to escape, but one was arrested. And he is presently in police custody, also assisting police investigation. We may want to sound a warning here that the foreigners who are in Ghana should not undermine the hospitality of Ghanaians, and that this kind of crime, this kind of violent crime probably is alien to the Ghanaian public, and that we will not tolerate such crimes here in Accra and anywhere in Ghana, and that the regional command is going to move ruthlessly and to also ensure that this kind of crime do not prevail anywhere in Accra. So we are going to move on such miscrime and make sure we purge the metropolis of such kind of crime.
Right,
It is a developing story.
DSP, yes, you made reference to the nationalities of these people. Does it mean that you know who these people are, their nationalities?
Yes, yes, they are Nigerians. They have told the police they are Nigerians, and they have lived in Ghana for a while, and this is the kind of crime they want to go into, which we believe is very unfortunate.
Yeah. And
that we will not create the enabling environment for them to perpetrate this kind of crime.
All right. All right, thank you very much, DSP Efiatenge. DSP Efiatenge is the Accra Region Police Public Relations Officer, and giving us that update there about some breaking news we're just getting in the last few minutes, which is that the police have foiled an attempted kidnapping of a woman at Amasaman last night here in the Greater Accra region. He needed $80,000 for $88,000 actually for a spinal reconstruction after becoming paralyzed when he was involved in an accident that happened on that infamous Kintampo stretch in 2010. After 9 years, he is still confined to his room with bed sores. Nancy Emefajaradozi tells the story of Dennis Ayembela, whose money intended for surgery is locked up in a troubled gold dealership firm, Menzgold.
Dennis Ayembela is lying on the bed in his white singlet with just a cloth covering his midsection as a urine bag is connected to his penis. He became paralyzed after he was involved in an accident 9 years ago on the Kintampo Road.
I was a nursing student at Panta. My way, unfortunately, around Kintampo, I was involved in an accident. And then it affected my spinal cord for 9 years now. After they made me to do the MRI, they read and they told me that no, I can't walk again. So I should get a wheelchair, and that is where I will sit for the rest of my life.
In January 2018, an insurance company compensated Dennis with 120,000 Ghana cedis.
Actually, my plan was, when I like using my phone to pray like research. So when I did that, I saw a hospital in China who are into this spinal reconstruction. Then I said, because my own I've been diagnosed with complete spinal cord injury. Then when I went through people's stories, they also have my problems similar from Australia, Algeria, Egypt, and other countries, even US. And they were going there for those spinal distance. And then even though they may not get 100%, but they could control their bladder. They could, now I can't control my bladder. And then there's this thing. So my surgeries are 3 surgeries at a time. That's why the money is pushing up to roughly the $80,000.
His dreams were big, but he was determined to see it come true. even if it was going to take him 5 years. He turned to the epitome of grace, Menzgold.
I was thinking, oh, why will I put this money to grow and then I'll go and treat myself? Even no matter how long, I always keep talking to myself alone. So look, no matter how long, I want to treat myself and get back to my feet. So I did consultation. So one of a friend of mine introduced me to the Menzgold.
Dennis now cannot pay for his treatment. Neither can he afford a 3-square meal a day.
And one day I was just saying my heart would just, even though I wasn't eating. I wasn't eating. Because that's all that I don't even first what I don't have. That's all that I want to put there.
I noticed during our interview that Dennis had a bandage around his buttocks. I asked that he is turned. What we see is a sore that looks like raw meat with holes in them, causing his buttocks and his testicles to look like a tail, a condition that is called bed sores.
I was supposed to do surgery at Focus, where to push this, because when I sit, I feel pains. So they wanted to do the what we call the internal spinal fixation. They will push the bones together, put the screw there, and then I won't feel the pain again. But after I got that money, I went. They told me that because of the bed sore, they can't do it. Because the bacteria have spread, that even when they open the spine, because of the bed sore, the bacteria will spread to my brain, and I can even lose my life.
3, they say, is a lucky number. Dennis has been lucky twice. Maybe his wish will be granted a 3rd time.
Well, the Economic and Organized Crime Office, Yoko, says it cannot disclose how much the assets they have seized from the CEO of Menzgold, Nanapia Mensah, is worth. This was after some aggrieved customers of the gold dealership firm picketed Yoko to demand full disclosure about their NAM1 investigations. These customers who spoke with Joy News vowed to stage a series of protests until they see action by government to retrieve their monies.
Now, I take 10,000 Ghana cedis every month. As a reporter, tell me, is your monthly salary up to 10,000? I take that amount plus some 24,000. That was Efia Bedu 8 months ago when the Securities and Exchange Commission ordered the immediate shutdown of the firm. Today, she hugs and shares how difficult life has been. My children and I are unable to even buy food. My children have dropped out of school. It is my pastor that takes care of us. The demonstrators converged at the Arts Center, waving placards. Cynthia used to be very active in the previous demonstrations, but today she looks weak and could only utter few words.
How do you want us to survive? Some of us, we are sick. The school fees for some of us, we have to drop out of school. I have to drop out of school. So now I'm in the house. It's friends who have been helping me now. It's friends who have been helping me.
Nana Kisi pleaded with the president to help them retrieve their investment.
Ronaldo, come and save us. Many of us are sick. We are dying. Just come and tell us something.
But they had concerns. Isaac Nyako, a member of the communications team, demanded that the Economic and Organized Crime Yoko make public the assets of NAM1 and disclose how much was in Menzgold's account before the closure.
Yoko should tell us that probably maybe a day or two they'll come out with a list publicly. They'll issue us the press statement and list the assets of Menzgold and NAM1 and its management team in the public domain. And then they will publish the various accounts and the values in the accounts for people to know that this is the value of NAM1 and its assets.
At the premises of Yoko, Deputy Director Nana Entry invited 5 executives of the Menzgold customers to discuss details of their petition.
We'll go with 5 representatives of the leadership of the association to the Yoko building, into the Yoko building, where everything about them is properly secured. Then we will have a conversation with them. If everything is embodied in their petition, we will just pick it, and then they will come out and continue with the dancing and singing.
After over an hour, they finally came out disappointed. Their demands were not met. The deputy director said his outfit could only do one thing.
There are some of the issues we were able to address. There are others, we made them aware that it was not within our purview to speak to them, to the issues. Okay? But there was one fine assurance. The assurance is that we have and will continue to use the information all of you are giving us to preserve the properties of that company that has run into challenges for which you are here today. That one we will do.
But these customers say the fight is not over. Their chairman, Timothy Binab, said they will petition the other agencies and stage series of demonstrations.
They made us to understand that they are preserving the properties. But as to when NAM1 will be in Ghana to pay us our money so that they release the property, we don't know. And there are appropriate offices or departments that need to answer this. From here, we'll be writing letters to them. And if you don't hear anything from them, demonstrations will continue.
The local government committee of Parliament on Tuesday continued its investigations into revelations in Joy News' documentary Paper Citizens, which revealed how foreigners are acquiring Ghanaian birth certificates through corruption. The committee met Joy News' Kwetenate, who showed them the documentary and provided background information. Deputy Ranking Member of the committee, Benjamin Podo, has been speaking with Joy News on what transpired.
We have watched the film. We've listened to the characters in the film. They have talked about what they've been doing that we consider wrong. But I noted that the film is not for entertainment. It is meant to enable us to correct the infractions that have been happening. The next steps we are going to take will include inviting the Ministry of Local Government to come with the births and deaths registry officials so that we will have conversation with them as to what steps we can take to review activities within the department. But one thing we've noted, which is of great significance, is that the birth and death registry appears not to be computerized. They are not using IT in their operations. And that is what, going forward, they must be given attention. If you register your birth or death in the Eastern region, you must have a central server that will capture it so that from Accra, you can see, you can view what's happening in the regions. You know, the banks, wherever you are, you can see your account. If you go to a commercial bank in Wale Wale, you can view your account, even though it may be domiciled in Ho. The same thing the birth and death registry should be able to do. Should be able to computerize their decision, let the IT people help them. It should be a project, a national project.
Of Gold Coast Securities, as a customer stormed the premises, switched off their power supply, saying he would not allow them to work until they've paid him his investment. Watch this.
Tell to me, Jan, here for Sika. Hey, here for Sika. Now what fat? Would Jan here for Sika? No what fat? Would Jan here for Sika? No what fat? No what deep? No what deep? I'm running cafe. I'm running cafe. Would you Jan here for Sika? No what fat? I'm running cafe. Now who be no? What's our salam? My friend for crop. I'm a light. I'm a politician. Never. Well, Sika, I'm to my new Sika. Now we are here, and I'm going to my home. And I said, come to one about the one. No.
So that's it for the bulletin. I'm Mr. Olai. Thanks very much for watching. Have a good night.